Hi, my name is Solo P1 and today I'm going to be talking about the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix race day. And before I start getting into the review, which is not going to be long, hats off to Ferrari. They almost had the perfect weekend apart from qualifying Q3, because Q1 and 2 they were the fastest. Apart from Q3, when it started to rain, they almost had the perfect weekend. Obviously in Q3, Kimi got out of there because his petrol ran out. And obviously in the rain, Vettel's car, for some reason, doesn't like the rain. And that enabled Lewis Hamilton to take pole, which he did deserve. And that's what it is. That's the only thing. That's the only thing what stopped Ferrari from having the perfect weekend. But as I'm talking about the review now, what can I say? From the beginning to the end, Ferrari just blew everybody away. They won by 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Ferrari beat Mercedes by 11 seconds. That new power unit they've got in their car, that is showing their stuff. Nobody, not even Mercedes, can even get a sniff of that. And for me, if it doesn't rain or they get the tactics right on the pit, I think Ferrari is going to win. Well, what's his name? Sebastian Vettel will win the championship. He'll be a 5-time world champion. Because Mercedes have not got an answer for it now. Before the summer break, I thought Mercedes was clawing back. Obviously in Germany, Vettel crashed in, had a DNF. And obviously Mercedes had a DNF in Austria as well. But Mercedes was clawing back. He went into the points 20, I think it was 23 or 22 points ahead into the summer break, and now I think it's only 17 points because obviously Sebastian Vettel won today. But I just saw it. I just thought there's no, especially on that first straight when it started in Belgium, the first straight, and obviously he had the help from the toll from Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel. He had help from the toll, but even after that, Lewis, even when the safety car came out, after that incident with Alonso and Ricciardo and Nico Hülkenberg, he still didn't have an answer for it. Hamilton still didn't have an answer for it. And I've got some interviews I got here I'm going to play now for you. This was after the race. I'll talk about a bit of the race, but we'll just talk about a bit of the race before I start getting into the videos. It started at the beginning. Alonso goes after... basically... At the beginning of the season, everybody was talking about the halo. The halo, they didn't like the halo. I didn't like the halo. I still don't like the halo. But today, it saved Charles Leclerc because Alonso's car went straight over his car and his car just skidded on top of the halo. If that halo wouldn't have been there, Charles Leclerc, he would have been in serious trouble. God forbid that nothing would have happened to him. And that's what happened. The halo saved him. And it was evidence of today. The evidence was there. So basically, Alonso's Nico Hülkenberg crashes into Alonso. Alonso crashes into Charles Leclerc. So there's 3 guys out straight away. Hit Kimi at the back of the car. He had aerial problems. Lap 7, he come in to try and adjust his aerial. Obviously, they didn't do a good job. Then the lap after that, lap 8, he comes in again to change his tyres. And then he goes in again at lap 9. Lap 9, Kimi Räikkönen, and retired. So that was him out of the race. Alonso was at the race. Nico Hülkenberg was at the race. Ricciardo was at the race. So all them drivers was out the race at the beginning. 5 drivers. So, but after that, it was all about Ferrari, really. They pitted in at the right time. They saw he got like a 5-second gap on Lewis Hamilton. He pitted. Lewis Hamilton pitted. Ferrari saw that. Ferrari said on the radio to Sebastian Vettel, pitting now, because Hamilton's pitted. So when he came back round again to the pits, he pitted. and Vettel coming. He came at the pitch. He was in front of Sebastian. He was in front of Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen was still in second because he didn't pit, and Lewis Hamilton was in third. And then the gap went down to 2 seconds. But even after that, the gap went down to 2 seconds. Hamilton passed Verstappen, but he still couldn't get nowhere near his Ferrari. Vettel was sailing. He was sailing for the entire race. And I'm telling you now, the tide has shifted. I know I said on my qualifying session that I thought in Germany it shifted, but it shifted again towards Ferrari. They've got Monza next week. They're going to be the favourites to win Monza. Obviously, it's Ferrari country, Italy, and it's going to be tough for Mercedes. There was a few interviews after the race. I got an interview here with Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, and you can listen to both of their voices. You can see who's more confident now. I just think Lewis Hamilton just got his arse smacked today, and it's a wake up call. So let me just play this for you.
Speed.
Let's play this for you. Get rid of these advertisements. There we go. 2, 1, go.
Hi Lewis. Toto described it as being swallowed up. Were you surprised how little you could defend against Sebastian at that point? Well, you just knew that their engine advantage would be that significant.
Yeah. So naturally, I came out of the turn one, and he had the perfect gap between me and him going into a Rouge.
Put him on the top.
Which is like, I just not anything I could do to stop it from being that gap that it was. Naturally, you try to come out the corner and get far enough ahead so there's not enough time for them to catch up. But geez, he sailed past me like I wasn't even there. Straight after, quite soon after a Rouge, so there was nothing we could do about that, and I kind of knew it was going to happen. Then we did the restart, and I was hoping I could kind of turn the heads on it a little bit, but he was rapid out of the last corner, and then and out of turn one, so he was miles ahead after that. I couldn't catch him, and even though I was in his toe, I wasn't catching him.
It's interesting though, because that wasn't the only issue. Your team boss talked about lack of traction, and you had the problem with blistering as well. How much of a concern was all that?
Yeah, I mean, geez, they just blitzed us today. It's not really another way of saying it. 11 seconds is a big gap. So I don't really know what we can do. We just got to keep working, and naturally, I think. In our low speed area, we can definitely improve. That's somewhere our car is probably weakest, and then we need to try and see if we can bring some more power. But Sebastian did a great job today.
What I'll do, I'll round it back.
Hi.
I'll round it back and see if I can get it on here. Let's see if I can get it on. We're better with the pictures, to be fair.
Lewis, Toto described it as being swallowed up. Were you surprised how little you could defend against Sebastian at that point? Well, you just knew that their engine advantage would be that significant.
Yeah. So naturally, I came out of the turn one, and he had the perfect gap between me and him going into a Rouge, which is like
A Rouge.
I just not anything I could do to stop it from being that gap that it was. Naturally, you try to come out the corner and get far enough ahead so there's not enough time for them to catch up. But geez, he sailed past me like I wasn't even there. Straight after, quite soon after a Rouge. So there was nothing we could do about that, and I kind of knew it was going to happen. Then we did the restart, and I was hoping I could kind of turn the heads on it a little bit, but he was rapid out of the last corner. And then and out of turn one, so he was miles ahead after that. I couldn't catch him, and even though I was in his toe, I wasn't catching him.
It's interesting though, because that wasn't the only issue. Your team boss talked about lack of traction, and you had the problem with blistering as well. How much of a concern was all that?
It's not looking good though.
Yeah, I mean, geez, they just blitzed us today. It's not really another way of saying it. 11 seconds is a big gap. So I don't really know what we can do. We just got to keep working, and naturally I think in our low speed area we can definitely improve. That's somewhere our car is probably weakest, and then we need to try and see if we can bring some more power. But Sebastian did a great job today. He was solid, didn't make no mistakes, and that's going to be hard to beat.
The bottom line is, though, you're still 17 points ahead in the drivers and then 15 points ahead in the constructors. So it's not a bad weekend all round, a good haul of points for you.
Yeah, but minus 7 points in the next 8 races, each race is going to be a lot of points.
What you anticipate that you will continue to lose out to them going into the...
I don't anticipate it. I hope it's not the case, yeah. But that's if we do continue to have the lack of pace that we had like today, it will continue to be minus 7 points. So.
Thanks very much. Well, Sebastian, congratulations. Exactly the response after the disappointment of losing the last 2 races to Lewis. Just tell us where you believe that extra performance come from. Was it mostly down to the engine upgrade?
Well, I think it's always a combination. I think obviously yesterday was a bit of a funny ending to qualifying with the conditions, but nevertheless I think we got ourselves in a position to fight for today, and that's what we did. So very happy with how the start went, turn 1, which was crucial to set everything up, and then I think the timing was right, and for sure we had a new engine this weekend which gave us a little bit more power, and I'd like to think also a little bit help and boost down the straight. So yeah, when it all comes together, obviously it's good to see that it works, and we had the pace. It was very close in the first stint, I think, with only a couple of seconds between us, but a great pit stop, so there was no chance. Yeah, it was really, I don't know, it felt so quick. 2.2. Yeah, I was what, green already? Okay, go. And then I checked whether somebody's waving because it felt so quick, but no, really.
Actually, that could have changed everything in that moment, couldn't it?
Yeah, second slower on the pit stop, or second and a half, with a small mistake, 3.5, you can easily do that, and then as stop time, and then you come out just with Max and Lewis, and you might get eaten up down the straight. So that was very crucial, and then the second stint we could control it a little bit more.
So how buoyed do you feel, particularly when you know you're going into, lifted and boosted, do you feel when you going into your home race next weekend at a circuit like Monza?
Not mine, but ours. Yeah, so I think we have a good car that seems to work everywhere. I don't think the car was there right from the beginning, but I think we got it now to a point where it seems to work everywhere, as well. And we are competitive. So I hope it helps Monza to boost the race. I'm sure that we get a lot of support. Yeah. But I hope it also helps Monza to stay on the calendar for a long time, because I heard some rumors. So looking forward to go to Italy. Obviously, I spent quite a bit of time there.
So that was that interview. Yeah, basically, Hamilton's he's deflated, but understandable. They got the arse whipped today, and there's nothing much he could have done. He pushed the car to the limit. It's actually saying on these websites, because Hamilton blitzed by tricky Ferrari. He says Lewis Hamilton has admitted, which you've just heard, has admitted Mercedes was blitzed in the Belgian Grand Prix after Sebastian Vettel stormed to victory ahead of the World Championship leader. Not for long, no. Not if Ferrari keep this up. So that's at the moment. This is the way it looks in the driving standings. Let's see if I can get these up for you. There's the construction. There's the drivings. All right, let's just get the final results first, I guess. The final results up. We have Sebastian Vettel in first. Second, Lewis Hamilton. Third, Max Verstappen. Fourth, Valtteri Bottas. Fifth, Sergio Perez. Good showing by Force India today. Ocon, 6th place. Another good showing by Force India. 7th, Romain Grosjean. 8th, Kevin Magnussen. 9th, Pierre Gasly. 10th, Marcus Ericsson. 11th, Carlos Sainz. 12th, Sergio Sorokin. 13th, Lance Stroll. 14th, Brendan Hartley. 15th, Stoffel Van Dorn. and 5 DNFs, Daniel Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, and Nico Hülkenberg. And now the constructions. As we see, we've got Mercedes on top, 375. Second, Ferrari, 360, is only 15 points. They gained a bit today, Mercedes, because obviously there was a DNF by Kimi Raikkonen. You got Red Bull in third in 238. Renault in 82 points. Fifth place, Haas, 76. Sixth place, McLaren, 52. Seventh, Scuba Toro Rosso Honda, 30 points. And eighth, Sauber Ferrari, 19th. 10th, Williams, and Force India with no points. And that's it. And that's how it looks like now. Driving standing, Lewis Hamilton on top. Sebastian Vettel second, Kimi Raikkonen fourth, Bottas, Max Verstappen, Ricciardo, Nico Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, Alonso, Sergio Perez, Esteban Ocon, Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly, Romain Grosjean, and Charles Leclerc, Stoffel Van Dorn, Marcus Ericsson, Lance Stroll, Brendan Hartley, and Sergio Sorokin. And that is the 2008 driving standings and the constructions and the race results. So that's it, really. I got nothing more left to say. I will be streaming Formula 1 2018 in about 10 minutes. After this video goes live, 10 minutes after, I will be streaming. I'll alert you on Twitter. I'll alert you on Instagram. Thanks for the review. I mean, if you did watch it, thank you for, if you like, subscribe, dislike. That's it. Follow me on Instagram, solo_P1, Twitter, soloP1, YouTube, soloP1, and Twitch, solo_P1. Thank you very much, guys. Signing out, soloP1 of the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix race day review. See you soon. See you next week in Italy. Bye.